Welcome to Piggy Pow Pow. This is stuntpigthecow, and we have a request from a fan. She asked me, how do I build bubble elevators? And I thought, why don't we show her? It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You don't need a lot of things. You do need to find a location for your bubble elevator. So I've been trying to build up this cliff face and some of these custom trees. So I need to get up there a lot. And I thought, well, maybe I could have a secret water elevator behind our waterfall. So you can see I've come over here and I've dug just a 1x1. You can make this wider if you want, but for this, we're just gonna do a 1x1. And what you need is one piece of soul sand. Stick that at the bottom of your elevator. You need a couple signs. You can use other things, but basically what you're doing here is keeping the water that's going to come down here from flowing out and ruining all of your beautiful builds. If you have redstone out here, you definitely need these. So this is pretty much it for this part. You just get your soul sand, get your signs, and then you go to the top of your elevator. And you get yourself, holy moly, a water bucket. So what I'm going to try to do is kind of work it into this little pond that I have up here. Still want to do some work up here, want to do some texturizing, and I figure out what's going on with the rest of this house. But basically I thought, well, what if my elevator just shoots me up here? So I take out my bucket, and you want to do this after you put your signs down. Remember that part. You just stick your water here at the top. Now, in order for this to work, all of these blocks need to be a source block of water. So you could just go down here and click your little bucket the whole time and make them all source blocks. But a cool trick, super helpful, super simple. You just stick kelp all the way up here. All right, and that makes them all source blocks. And you can already kind of see the bubbles coming through here. But now, when I break this, you see these bubbles going up? That is your soul sand. One thing, make sure it's not soul soil. Soul soil, no goil. But anyways, once you get these bubbles, you got yourself an elevator. So that's pretty simple, pretty easy. And you can see, I thought, well, if I want to get to the middle, why don't I get to the top? So we're just going to do that same thing right over here. If we can get up there, this is why we're making an elevator, people. Get yourself a bucket, get yourself some water. Put your signs down first so you don't ruin your whole life. Put your water down. Put your kelp down. Now, I feel like when I was in Bedrock, sometimes these just became source blocks on their own. But just plan to have kelp. It makes it easier. So there you go. There's the bubbles. And we can shoot our way up to the top of our mountain. Simple. Bubble elevator. Done. Woo woo. While we're up here, I can show you. I've been trying to do these custom trees, and you can see I had to kind of put a lot of extra landscaping. So yeah, this is not finished. This is all basically custom and built up. This tree is looking pretty decent. This guy up here, he doesn't have a back, so he needs something. And we're going to be working on that just over time. You know, I come out here every now and then, check on a leaf, chop off a leaf. One interesting thing about this tree in particular is it is in 2 biomes. So I don't know if you can tell on the video, but this side is darker than that side. So the biome, I think, is going to split it right down the middle. So I'm thinking, let's see, what biome are we in? We're in the mountains on this side, right? Somewhere. Oh, plains. So yeah, these leaves are in the plains. These leaves are in the mountains. So this tree is 2 colors. Why did I show you that? I have no clue. It's not even all that interesting, but I thought it was cool. Something that is interesting is Pop Pop. We did change his place to be called Pup Pup's Paradise. Pup Pup's Paradise! Yeah, we're still going with it. But I came into this paradise and came in here and he has some visitors. I don't know what kind of friends he's hanging out with, where these guys come from. I don't know if they're nice, I don't know if they're mean, but Pup Pup, he is really bringing in the crowd. All right, so here we are at the gold farm, and we actually had 2 requests, 2 fan requests. One, how do you make a bubble elevator? We showed you. 2, make a super sucker. So here we are. You can see I have done some prep work for this, and I did do this once and tear it down, so I think I should be able to get through it fairly smoothly the first time. This is my survival world. Piggy Pow Pow as always. So you can see I got all this stuff funneling down into these 3 hoppers. Now, I have these locked for demonstration purposes. You don't really want to do this, but I don't want any items coming through these guys until we have this set up. So really what you need is pistons, I think 7 minecart hoppers, some rails, some building blocks. You're going to want 4 grindstones and then some glass panes. And basically the idea is we're going to funnel this middle hopper into these 6 hoppers in the middle. And then we're going to funnel this hopper into these outside 4 hoppers. And we're going to funnel this hopper into these outside 4 hoppers. That's what's about to happen here. And to start, you want to put down a couple blocks so you can get some hoppers on these things. So just like this. If I can select this hopper, there we go. All right. And you want these hoppers on glass panes, so that's why you have these pistons. So do that. Come to this side, do that. One thing about this setup is all your items get sucked down here, so you got to kind of deal with that. So now, and maybe you could have done this first, but you want some glass panes on each side of these. And also on the back here. Right here. Because you're making like a little, not blocks, you want panes. But you're making basically a little glass pane corner, which you'll see here in 1 second what's going to happen with that. And you don't want it here. You want it over here. Okay. So let's go ahead and move this one. So now, got ourselves, you can kind of see these hoppers are being cornered by these top glass panes. So what that allows us to do is come back around here and push these hoppers into this little corner we made. And now what this hopper is going to do is send a bunch of items down that way. Not quite yet, because we're not done, but we will be. Okay, so push them in there as best you can. Alright, I think that's pretty good. So you can break these pistons. Come back around to this other side here. And you're gonna have to find your pistons. Because we're gonna need them again here soon. Alright, so we have our pistons. And now what we want to do is take our grindstones. Just like this. And you want to stick them just like that. So now we're going to have a little grindstone corner. Okay. Once again, we're going to need our rails. So get our rails just like that. And yes, you probably guessed it. Get ourselves our minecart hoppers. Alright. Then you want to break this rail. Break this rail. And push these into your grindstone corner. Alright. Just like that. And then get this one too. Okay. So now what's supposed to happen is it comes from this hopper to this minecart hopper to this minecart hopper and into those 4 out there. So we basically have set up the outside corners of our super sucker at this point. And the next thing we need to do is set up the system that does the middle. So you're going to want a piston on that side. Get yourself a little button. Or really, I mean, you guys know how to activate pistons. You're just going to have to activate this thing. Get yourself a block. And you kind of want to do the same thing here where you put a cart just like this. Get yourself a glass pane here. Put your cart on this guy. And push the button. Okay, so now break this too. We don't need this anymore. We don't need this block back here. The important part there was that we get this guy on this glass pane. So now we actually want to put some more glass panes just like this. This part I think is fun. Now I've mentioned this I think probably many times, but this is a gnembon build. I mean, I don't know how much of this super sucker thing is his or if it's a common thing, but it was kind of fun to build. It seems really complicated, but once I got it, it kind of made sense. But this part I think is kind of fun. You get 2 minecart hoppers. Okay. You put them both down, right? You got them both on there. You walk up here, push them apart. Okay. Break this. And then push them in here as far as you can. And this, friends, is a super sucker. Does it work? I believe so. Do I need it? I have no clue. Might be overkill for my situation, but the idea here is that it funnels a lot more items to a lot more hoppers, and it helps to prevent things from getting stuck. So since some of the stuff that I'm going to show you up here is non-stackable items, I think that causes some problems where you can get a hopper minecart with like 64 nugs and then unstackables, and it causes some problems. Alright, so what we're going to do now, before I unlock the system, let me just go up here and show you what's happening. I've created this really simple piston, and you can see it's pushed in these honey blocks. So I believe we're 21 blocks down, which should be instant death for these guys, but if they land on a honey block, it does not kill them. So that mode is going to be our looting mode. We'll make this better one day, but for now, we'll just stand here and hit these guys, and we'll get the power of looting and all the additional items that they drop. But what we can also do is flip this. And now when these guys land, you can see it's instant death, right? So we've got two modes. If we want to AFK up there, we put this there. If we don't want to AFK up there, we put... Oh, this is kind of weird. Whatever. Okay. Well, I mean, we obviously have some adjustments to do, but I mean, we're learning here. So what we're going to do now is unlock these things, and the items that are already there should start going through. This might be a little... I think what I'm going to do is just do it like this. I don't want to mess up this super sucker, you know. Alright, so now items should have come through. You can see they're already down here. Some of these might be from us, but the rotten flesh, the gold, you know, that's not from us, right? So we know this thing is working. And I'm interested to see if... Yep, item... Well... Okay. So if we kind of clean this out just a bit from our normal items and leave in the stuff we expect to see, I'm pretty sure this is just going to fill up, because what happens after this is we have to deal with how to collect and sort the items, right? We don't have that set up yet, but that'd be the next step, is coming down here, ripping it all out so we can manage that. But let's see if this thing works. Let's go up here. Now remember, these are pigmen and they will attack you, so you want to make sure there's no pigmen coming around. I have had a zombie drop from the sky and hurt me a few times. I don't actually know where that thing's spawning, but we'll have to find that. So here we go. Come in here. Start hitting them. Oh, there's... Oh no, he came out. He came out. Okay, yeah, you don't want them to come out like that. That's not... That's really not part of the plan. How did he come out? I thought I had that. Oh no, we don't want to get killed. Alright, this is dangerous. I might have to cut away and deal with this. That wasn't happening. Why is that happening now? Okay, fine. Maybe let's not cut. Let's see. Let's eat. We definitely want to eat. I want to get up to full health. How did they get out? Okay. How did they get out? Because usually they can't fit through here. Now, where are they? Do you guys see them? Those pesky little guys. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. There they are. Oh, no. Can they climb this thing? Look at that. How many are there? Like 4? Get out of here, guys. Yeah, just punt them off there. Alright, so let's get in here again. That was... I mean, the good thing is, if you look in here... Did they, like, squish through here somehow? What in the world happened? Let's just see. Maybe make this a little bit. A little bit so they can't just come shooting out the edges. I don't know. I've actually been hitting them quite a bit. I haven't had any fly out like that. I'm not sure exactly what I did to allow that to happen, but we definitely don't like that. Alright. Oh, one thing I learned I didn't know about is if you have these terracotta blocks, they don't stick to honey. So that's why when I push this honey block back and forth, it's not moving these blocks that it's touching. Alright. I'm scared. Okay. Do we see anybody? Everything looks okay? Maybe just be extra safe here. You know? Stick these things everywhere. Alright. Does this look good? We got a hole in the back? Nope. Oh, how did he fall out? Okay. It's not as safe as I was hoping, but let's just do a couple more whacks. And watch all the items fall and get sucked up. That's the point. Right? They're supposed to be sucked up super fast. Okay. Okay. I don't see any little guys anymore. Alright, we're doing okay so far. But yeah, if you look, you can see the items just getting in there. Yeah, I think I might agree with him. I do like the level 3 rockets, but sometimes those level 1s are nice because you don't go quite as far. But we can talk about that later. I don't know. I got distracted by the chat. Okay, so yeah, this thing is actually pretty cool. So we're gonna go down here, and if we move it over to this side, now they'll fall, and we won't have to hit them once we clear this out. And we should just see no XP, because... Okay. Might have to... Okay, there they are. That's all clear now. But... I gotta make some adjustments, because I have to get in here for the XP. Alright, yeah, so now they're just falling and dying, and this is sucking them up. So let's go make sure this thing is working. And as you can see, it's going to be clogged up and full, but look at that. We got items everywhere. So it does appear to be working, which is pretty cool to me. And one benefit about looting is they drop, when they fall and die, they just drop nugs and flesh. But what happens if you use your looting sword, there's a chance they'll drop gold ingots, and there's a chance they'll drop gold swords. So we'll probably just discard the swords and discard the rotten flesh and just create some sort of collection system to capture the gold ingots and the gold nuggets. But hey people, you asked for it. You wanted to see a sorting system, and I said it was going to be super. A super sucker is what this is called, alright? So it was pretty fun to build. I think you should try it. And yeah, I keep giving a ton of credit to gnembon on this farm. It's really... His is probably better and more efficient. Like I've mentioned, I've done 10 levels up there. He has 19. But we have so many items we can't even deal with them at this point. So I think for the pig's world, this is good. This is good.